Respect to Satou Sabally. She had the kind of take a respectful competitor has after the Fever beat the Wings. Sabally has really made the Wings, I think, into a dangerous team.
Caitlin Clark just revealed something completely unexpected. She's excited about the possibility of working with Satou Sabally. Let's face it, Caitlin is already a one-woman wrecking crew, but even superheroes need sidekicks. With a league full of players like Angel Ree, Chandler, and Sabally, she's the ideal teammate to support Clark. Her stats with the Dallas Wings were incredible, and adding her to the Indiana Fever's roster could tip the scales for the entire league.
So you're the #1 pick. People are going to go after you, whether it's for the right or wrong reasons, but people are going to go after you because they see greatness in you. And what the WNBA is measuring one type of greatness against the other greatness. So am I saying it's right that she's being pushed in the back? No, that's foul. That has no space in the sport, and we all know that.
You may be wondering why Sabally would leave Dallas when the squad was strong, but the only explanation is that Caitlin Clark knows that Indiana would garner more attention and wants to be involved. With Clark leading the charge, Sabally is sealing the door. Basketball is no longer the only game played. It's now a power move for greatness, and the Fever will dominate rather than just compete.
Big news in the WNBA. Satou Sabally has confirmed she will not be returning to Dallas in the next upcoming season in an unrivaled press interview. She goes to state, "I've already communicated with Dallas how grateful I am because they've made this a home for me for the past years, and I'm working with them together in finding the next home for me because I've already played."
At the conclusion of an incredible 5-season performance, Satou Sabally's formal departure from the Dallas Wings is like a mic drop. She averaged 15.7 points, 3.6 assists, and rebounds per game, demonstrating that she is more than simply a forward and a major threat to opponents. Not to be overlooked are her 2024 season statistics, in which she easily scored 17.9 points per game and shot 45.2% from deep. That's not only good, though. It's clear that Sam Bell is one of the WNBA's most versatile players.
The floor for us, she makes tough buckets. She gives us another option on the floor to run our off-ball screening action for. She gives us another player that can play with the ball in her hands in the two-man game. She just has a really high IQ and understanding of the game.
Let's now discuss Caitlin Clark, a rookie who broke records and left everyone wondering if they were witnessing the birth of basketball's next legend. She has the unique ability to dominate a game on every level, whether it's by clutching up when it counts most, making incredible assists, or dropping buckets. If that wasn't enough, Sabally herself gave Clark flowers and referred to her as a generational talent. Everyone is buzzing about whether these two are destined to work together or if the league will see its next great rivalry. Either way, we're consuming this. Sabally praised the organization, called it home, and departed Dallas with grace rather than in a dramatic outburst. However, let's face it, there is more to this story than that. Injury has plagued Sabally throughout her career. She has only ever managed to play more than 20 games in a season once. Although her $195,000 contract for 2024 may seem attractive, it really signals a short-term agreement with eyes on the future. This wasn't a farewell. Rather, it was a planned departure.
I mean, I've already communicated with Dallas how grateful I am because they've made this a home for me for the past years. And
the Wings are in rebuild mode. Even though names like Paige Buckers and Olivia Miles are being floated, losing Sabally still stings because she wasn't just a star but also a glue player who uplifts everyone around her. Good luck finding that level of impact again. Big Time has a new general manager, a new head coach, and the first overall pick in the 2025 draft. Dallas.
It looked like Satou Sabally possibly could be headed to Indiana. This very much has sealed the...
Meanwhile, Clark is out here rewriting expectations for rookies. She is leading her team's offense like a seasoned veteran scorer, playmaker, walking highlight reel, triple check, and scoring more than 25 points in some games. However, it goes beyond the figures. Clark is attracting fans like a magnet, filling arenas, and maintaining the league's popularity. There hasn't been this much excitement for a rookie in the WNBA in years, and it's exciting to witness.
Now, one player on the Dallas Wing team is up in the air, and that is Satou Sabally. Now, she is a free agent, and many people are speculating she could be headed all the way up to Indy.
Sabally's admiration for Clark goes beyond simple fangirling. It's respect from an experienced player who has witnessed it all. She called Clark a talent with the ability to do amazing things, and coming from someone who has competed in the league is significant. However, Sabally didn't sugarcoat it. She talked about the pressure that comes with being the #1 pick. In her opinion, the league isn't just watching Clark, it's gunning for her. Everyone wants to compare themselves to the best, and at the moment, that's Clark. The Indian Fever have $650 million in cap space for 2024, and let's be clear, that's not just smart financial planning. That's the kind of flexibility that screams we're about to do something big. This isn't just any team trying to stay relevant. The Fever are positioning themselves to become a serious contender, and their foundation is already strong with Aaliyah Boston. Sabally's remarks highlight the mental toughness it takes to succeed when the spotlight burns this bright. Leading the way are Kelsey Mitchell and Lexi Hull, but let's not fool ourselves. Including Caitlin Clark would be revolutionary. Combining her with Clark's exceptional playmaking would turn the Fever into a living hell for the rest of the league, as Boston is already in the relegation zone.
So Satou Sabally has officially said that she is gone. She is not coming back to the Dallas Wings, which I thought was interesting because I did think that with Satou, with her, Paige Becker's likely going to go to the Wings. With Satou, with Enrique Gambawale.
Absolute pros from the minds behind this enterprise. Stephanie White brings championship-winning experience to the sidelines, and Amber Cox and Kelly Kopp are running the front office, like a masterclass in team building. This trio isn't here to make a splash. They're here to build a dynasty, and they've laid out their plans in detail, resigning Kelsey Mitchell to secure that backcourt stability, and then putting all of their effort into signing a versatile forward like Satou Sabally. If you're wondering why Sabally's name keeps coming up, let me give you some stats. 18 points per game, shooting 45% from beyond the arc. That's not just good. It's the kind of player you base entire strategies around.
Things about Satou Sabally is the fact that she's so well-rounded as a player. Last season, she averaged 18 points per game, 6.4 rebounds per game, and 5 assists on 45% shooting from three, which is...
Additionally, there's the rumor that Sabally has been giving away important details and that her public acclaim for Caitlin Clark is what makes people go crazy. Being 6 feet 4 inches and an all-around force of nature, Clark is capable of scoring goals, passing for leadership, and picking a skill that she is most likely perfected. The idea of her playing with Sabally feels less like a rumor and more like destiny. Sabally's ability to score, defend, and create plays perfectly complements Clark's dynamic style, and together they turn the Fever into not just contenders, but clear favorites for the championship. However, let's not forget that the New York Liberty are lurking in the background and are already loaded with players on max contracts, including Brianna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, and Jonquel Jones. While it sounds amazing on paper, the New York Liberty salary cap is more constrained than an overstuffed suitcase. The prospect of meeting with her old college teammate Yesu and the emotional draw of Sabally's sister Naira playing for the club adds some fairy tale appeal, but charm doesn't pay the bills or win titles.
Question of the hour is, what do she feel about the Dallas Wings having this #1 pick? She has been extremely silent.
And then there's the hidden weapon of Fever. Social media fans are analyzing every move Sabally makes, and those likes are essentially the modern equivalent of a verbal commitment. However, let's face it, the Fever doesn't need subtle clues to make their case. They have the cap space to offer Sabally a max contract, keep Mitchell happy, and still have room to strengthen their roster. Add that to the opportunity to play with Clark in Boston, and it's difficult to see how anyone else could compete with that offer. This isn't just about short-term victories. If Sabally joins the craze, she's contributing to the establishment of a dynasty rather than merely occupying a roster position. With Sabally's scoring and defensive versatility added to the mix, Caitlin Clark, who is already a walking economy attracting spectators, selling out arenas, and making every game mandatory viewing, makes a team that is so well-balanced it's frightening. This club is capable of dominating for years. They are not only good basketball players.
That's ever played in the league, whether you like it or not. Look at the sale. It speaks for themselves. Y'all make it seem like the girl was a bum. But y'all still want to talk this foolishness. She deserved to be on the Olympic team.
The stakes are extremely high because the Fever aren't just playing chess. They're about to checkmate the entire league, and let's not minimize it. Val's next move is about more than just her career. It's a seismic shift for the entire league. Her departure from Dallas leaves a gaping hole for the Wings, but for the Fever, it's an opportunity to step into the spotlight. Fans, analysts, and even rival teams are watching her every move. Caitlin Clark's contribution to all of this goes beyond what occurs on the court. She is the type of player who draws in other celebrities, changing teams, and, to be honest, the league itself. Assigning her to Sabally would be a daring declaration that the Fever aren't merely there to compete, but to own the WNBA.
Growing up, my parents knew I was super competitive from a young age. I'm not sure they always loved it. When I was young, I really didn't know how to control it. I was so competitive, really, no matter what we did, not just sports. If we were playing a board game at home or like even in class at school, like I was super competitive. Sometimes my teachers would have to talk to my mom like, you need to figure out how to calm this girl down because rocket math is not that serious. But it was.
The league is holding its breath, but one thing is certain. Whatever happens next, the WNBA is going to get much more interesting. Will Sabally pick Indiana and help establish a dynasty that could redefine women's basketball, or will another team step in and rewrite the script?